There was once a highly respected and prosperous farmer who had one of the best dairy herds in the country, and to whom other farmers came from all over the southern half of the continent for advice. This was in the old southern Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, where I grew up. The time was just after the Second World War. I knew this farmer and his family well. The farmer, who was Scotch by origin, decided to import a very special bull from Scotland. This was just before science had discovered how to send potential calves from one continent to another by airmail in small packages. The beast in due course arrived, flown in naturally, and was welcomed by a reception committee of farmers, friends, experts. He cost £10,000. I don't know what that would be now, but it was a very large sum for the farmer. A special impressive animal, mild as a lamb, it was claimed, and he liked to be tickled at the back of his head with a stick held safely at a distance from behind the bars of his pen. He had his own keeper, a black boy of about 12. All went well. It was clear he would soon become the father of a satisfactory number of calves. He remained an attraction for visitors who would drive out on a Sunday afternoon to stand about outside the pen, brooding over this fabulous beast, who looked so powerful and who was so docile. And then he suddenly and quite inexplicably killed his keeper, the black boy. Something like a court of justice was held. The black boy's relatives demanded and got compensation, but that was not the end of it. The farmer decided that the bull must be killed. When this became known, a great many people went to him and pleaded for the magnificent beast's life. After all, it was in the nature of bulls to suddenly go berserk. Everyone knew that. The herd boy had been warned, and he must have been careless. Obviously it would never happen again. To waste all that power, potential, and not to mention money, what for? The bull has killed, the bull is a murderer, and he must be punished. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, said the inexorable farmer, and the bull was duly executed by a firing squad and buried. Now, as I've said, this farmer was not some ignoramus, not some bumpkin. Moreover, like all his kind, the ruling white minority, he spent a good deal of time condemning the blacks who lived all around him for being primitive, backward, pagan, and so forth. But what he had done, this act of condemning an animal to death for wrongdoing, went back into the far past of mankind. So far we don't know where it began, but certainly when man hardly knew how to differentiate between humans and beasts. Any tactful suggestions along these lines from friends or from other farmers were simply dismissed with, "I know how to tell right from wrong, thank you very much." I often think about this incident. It is one of those happenings that seem to give up more meaning as time passes. Whenever things seem to be going along quite smoothly, and I'm talking about human affairs in general, then it is as if some awful primitivism surges up and people revert.